Hey there. Hi, friends. Let me turn this light out. Hello, 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 everybody. Let me get in on my phone.
Minnesota, we can't take anything for granted.
Whoops, logged in on the wrong account. Hang on. I can see you. Hi, Vanessa Knight. Hi, Ava Louise Dixon. Hello to myself at home with Sheree. I'm a mess. Hi, Jay Mannon. I see Joyce M is here. Hi, Peaches C. Sonia Johnson. Heidi Wilson. Debbie Macia. Lisa Acosta. Sandra Francis. Hello. Hi, guys. Macia. Oops, let me keep that turned down. I see Annette Williams is here. I see Faye Ray Designs is here. Carol Pringle, hello. Valerie Azanwana, she says, hi all, sick in bed knitting. How is everyone? Well, we are sorry you're not feeling well, but isn't it great to be able to still knit, sit in the bed, knit? That sounds restful, but feel better, but enjoy your knitting. Hi, Miss Debbie. Debbie Epps is in the house. Vanessa Jones says, hello, Sheree. How are you doing? How was the movie? I'm doing well. I feel like there's some weird glary light. Hang on. Where's that coming from? Oh, it's light bouncing off my iron back there. That's what that is. Yeah. Let me turn this one light on. There we go. So yeah, I'm well. I did a lot of sewing today. Almost nothing yesterday because I was out in the garden. My garlic came, my first batch of garlic came, so I was trying to get stuff ready so I can plant that. Tomorrow is going to be garlic planting day. The movie, my husband did in fact pull up that Everything All the Time Everywhere, something like that. And yeah, I can see why my kids were interested in that, and it would totally be a fun movie to watch. But then we started, I think my husband was asleep by like minute 15. It was just, he had a really long week and it was just too much for him to pay attention. I think I watched about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and then he was asleep. So I turned it off and just put on a TV show. And then yesterday we watched a movie. We watched, it was called The Lost Island or something like that, with Sandra Bullock, who I'm a big fan of. It has Sandra Bullock. Brad Pitt was in there for a hot minute. And then Channon is his last name. Channon, Tatum, something like that. We like Sandra Bullock. So it was harmless. It was just a cute Sandra Bullock harmless movie. So that's what we watched yesterday. But we're going to hold off and finish watching that other movie when the kids are home, probably. Yeah. But I did search through and I found some more movies. I found a couple of French movies that I'm excited to. So I filled up my watch list. So we have some, because it'll be my turn to pick next. And so I have some in the lineup. Yeah. So let me get back to saying hi to everyone. Okay, there I am. My Wi-Fi, my internet has been a little wonky all day today. That's why I was a little bit late logging in. I actually ran upstairs, restarted the modem because it was like not happy about connecting. So I'm still gonna try to play music, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The music I'll play off my phone, and not be on my house Wi-Fi. Just run through my cellular. So hopefully it'll work out. But let me finish saying hi to everyone. Seam Straw Nancy. Hello, everyone. Noni Goya Goya says hi, Sheree, and everyone in the chat. Thomasina Ghost, hello. Anna Lulu is here. Alberta O'Connor is here from Kentucky. Hello. Sean Williams, hello. Gail Williams, hello. So I think I'm all caught up in the chat. Let us know in the chat if you're sewing right now, and if you are sewing, let us know what you're working on. If you're like Valerie and you're knitting, or if you're crocheting, just let us know what you're doing. I actually got dinner mostly done quickly also before I logged on. And so I made a really yummy pasta sauce. And so that will be still Oh, okay. I think I'm back. Let's see. Am I back? I don't know what happened. I can see me. Let me know if you guys can see me. I had to open a new browser and I checked. My Wi-Fi is fantastic. So I don't know if that was a hiccup with StreamYard or if I did something. I have no idea. But my Wi-Fi is great. So let's hope that we don't have that issue again. I don't know. So let me try to go and catch up in the chat now because now I missed all the stuff. Oh, I want to see that, Valerie. Anne-Marie's workshop. Hey, Anne-Marie is working on, she's trying to resurrect a failed jacket. Oh, from the Great British Baking Show. While you're watching, you know, speaking of jackets, I pulled a couple jackets out. I'm going to show you guys in a second. I need to do some hand sewing and finishing them up. They're almost done, putting buttons on. So I pulled those out. Peaches, oh yeah. Alberta says she just finished a blouse and putting buttons on. Debbie F says, I'm preparing pears for preserves and pressure canning beef pot roast. I bet your house smells fantastic right now. Seamstra Nancy says she finished 4 denim jackets for grandchildren, waiting to get my Sojo back. Aw. Gail is going to crochet later. Okay, I was frozen. So let's see. Okay, so I think I'm caught up. And yeah, let me show you guys. Actually, can a couple of people just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me or see me? I hope I haven't missed anybody. Oh, okay, here's some more messages coming through. Whole New Perspective, hi. Whole New Perspective says, hi, Sheree. I'm not sewing anything right now. Thought I would come on and get some inspiration. Oh, thank you. I see Vanessa Jones. Sonia says she can hear me and see me. Yeah, it's a fun group, Valerie. Everybody does all different kinds of things. And what I love learning, what I've learned this month during National Sewing Month, and interacting with so many people and reading all their messages, so many people do so many different things, right? Like hardly anybody just sews. So that's been really fun to get to know about everyone. So that's been really fun. So I think, hey, Moving Mountains. Hi. Aletha Monet, Carol Pringle. Ooh, you finished up Simplicity 9451. Let us know how you like it. Vanessa Knight is here. Okay, I hope I haven't missed saying hi to anyone. I'm going to jump into it because I want to get back to sewing real quick. But first, as the title says, I'm going to go ahead and sneak in a quick pattern haul and fabric haul so that I don't have to record and edit that video. I hope you guys are okay with that because I still have to finish editing 4 sewing machine videos. Plus I have the video that I recorded from the presser foot set. I don't know if we'll see what I get up. I might have to merge that footage into something else. Like, oh, I got behind. You know, who knew we would have so much fun going live? I had no intention on going live this much. Now, all of a sudden, I'm like going live all the time. But I have to say, you guys are going back. People who missed the live chats are going back and watching it, which is kind of cool. And I don't have to edit the video. It saves me several hours. So I hope you guys don't mind this. But I want to show you. I picked up a couple things, y'all. I did because I saw Simplicity had their sale, and I went for one thing that I really, really wanted. And then I saw, of course, a couple other things. So let me start. I'm going to save the one that I went there for last. So first I'm going to do Simplicity pattern haul from that last Simplicity sale, y'all. Okay, it looks like everyone is cool with me jumping in and doing this. Hi, Mountain Accents. Mountain Accents says, hi, Sheree. Today I'm hand sewing buttons on an Atelier Jupe Tilda shirt dress. Ooh, I gotta look that up. I should say I bought 2 new PDF patterns last night. One of my fabulous subscribers and channel members, Joanne, out of the kindness of her heart, she treated me to a pattern from the Maker's Atelier. And I have that book, and actually I plan on talking about that book with you guys coming up soon. But I thought that was so sweet. So I bought a pattern from that website, and of course I saw a second one that I wanted. So I got that as well. So I'll share that soon. I haven't seen Joanne in here yet, but thank you, Joanne. That was ridiculously nice of you to do that. And ordinarily I'd be like, no. But I try to remind myself, like, giving is fun for everybody. Like, I really enjoy giving. And sometimes I have a really bad habit of like saying no to things when people want to give me stuff, because I feel like, no, I don't want to. But it's like, yeah, they want to have the joy of like giving you something too, right? And so I've been really, especially this last year, trying to be much better about that, like not saying no to people when they want to like do something for me. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to try not to go off on tangents, but that was really sweet. And I had fun going on this site because, like I said, I have their book. I've had it for a while and never used it, but I've never bought any of their individual patterns. So I got 2 awesome ones that I'm going to share with you guys. But anyway, let me show you what I picked up at the Joanne sale. So I got this new look pattern just because I just thought this was cute. Cute basics. I feel like my screen's a little, hang on, y'all. Let me try to wipe off my camera without disturbing anything. I don't know if it's blurry or if it's just the glare from these weird lights. But I got this new look. This is 6687. I got it mainly for that asymmetric knit top. I like the asymmetric detail at the neckline. And I like how it has the ruching and gathering on the side. I think that's going to kind of like, hide a little bit of my tummy flub. And y'all know I like a knit. I like a knit top. And I have a lot of like t-shirt tops. So I thought that would be something that would be a little bit different. And I might make the skirt, I might make it with pants more, because I would wear that top under something like maybe a pantsuit. But then if I'm at home, I would rather have pants on than a pencil skirt. But I thought that was a cute top. Then I got this mainly for views A and D, or A, B, and D. I'm not into the asymmetric hem, but I like the other versions, both the shorter and the longer versions. This is Simplicity 9648. So I plan on including that in one of my capsule wardrobes. I told you, I shared 2 of my capsule wardrobe plans. I have a third one that I'm not gonna go through the full plans with you guys because I want to surprise you. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to take me forever to work on. I'm really super excited about it. But yeah, I'll be throwing hints to you guys, but I won't show you like everything, in a video until I get some things made. Because then I want to really show you as I go through like how I conceptualized it, and I need to have like examples to make it. Y'all know I like to tell a story. So anyway, got that. Then I got these pants. Loving how retro they look. I mean, a red pair would be burnt orange, red, purple. That's what I'm thinking. I want to do like a wild color in these pants. This is Simplicity 9647. Let me know in the comments if any of you have picked this up. I know, Anne-Marie, don't block your blessings, but also don't block other people from enjoying that feeling of blessing others. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't my intention, but I realized as I thought on it that that's kind of what I'm doing when I tell people, like, oh, no, I don't need that. And it's like, yeah, they know I don't need it. They want to give a gift. So anyway, I don't want to get too deep in it, but Simplicity 9646. This was one that that was like kind of on my list. It wasn't the main thing, but when I saw the pattern, I was like, oh yeah, this has to go into my top collection. This is Simplicity 9646. And again, that sale ended. I just ran in there real quick because I looked at the flyer. It had like a coupon and I needed to get something non-sewing related and I wanted to use the coupon. And I saw the Simplicity patterns were on sale and that was one dress that I knew I wanted to get from the fall collection. But I'm actually really digging this blouse pattern. And I don't usually like, that kind of drop sleeve because again, I have already kind of like curved, narrow-ish shoulders in proportion. Like my hips are wider than my shoulder. And so, yeah, I try to be careful about how I dress my shoulder, but I think that extra volume up there could still help like balance out my hips some. We'll see. We'll see. I love it though. Next one. Again, because I need a lot of tops. I need a lot of woven tops. I made a lot of knit tops last year. This year is going to be all about the woven tops. And I need a variety of sleeve lengths. So this is Simplicity 9469. Again, easy wear, pull over the head. I kind of like that circular opening. I usually do V's or scoops. So I'll see how that is. If it falls kind of funny on me, that's an easy one to just kind of close up and still do the tie. So we'll see. Look at her hair. She's a beautiful head of hair. My goodness. So this is Simplicity 9469. In the back, doesn't have any seaming. I think that's going to be really cute. I think that's going to be really cute. And then this one here, the fabric she has on, I feel like the way they styled her, like it looks a little boring, but when I looked at it, like I kind of like this. This is Simplicity 9334. And I like all the views. I really like this one, the one in the middle. I like that sleeve a lot for a short sleeve. This looks like it's some kind of tie that goes behind the neck. I probably wouldn't put that on because I already know that would irritate me. That would irritate me so much. And so here are the line drawings. So yeah, this is Simplicity 9334. Pickles Rocks the House says, where do you keep all your clothes? In my closet. I think you might be new to my channel, but those that have been here for basically since I launched it, know that I'm basically on a mission to like move out most of my ready to wear clothes and basically have a closet full of handmade clothes. So as I go through, I'm pulling out things that I don't really love, that I don't wear, donating those things, and then I'm replacing them with things I make myself. So that's why I'm sewing so much. Plus, I love to sew and I love clothes. And yeah, we all put our clothes in the closet, right? So the next one, this is a pretty basic top. This is Simplicity 9229. And just for t-shirts, it's just a little bit more relaxed. I made a lot of t-shirts that are like a little bit more fitted. And I like how this was like a little bit more relaxed. But I feel like it still looks neat, right? Like it doesn't look, it looks a little dressier. It doesn't look so relaxed. Not relaxed, casual. So I like that about that. So it has this little bit of seaming. Let me put this up. I don't know if you guys see that. So see how it has a little bit of seaming? So yeah, I feel like that's like a little bit different than most like basic t-shirts. So I went on and grabbed that. Because y'all know I can get caught up sewing the same pattern over and over because I want that same feel. So I feel like this, yes, a silk knit t-shirt, exactly. I feel like this will be one where it's like, again, I'm getting that feel that I want where it's comfortable, but a little bit more elevated in style. That's what I'm thinking with that. And then this is the pattern that I went back for, guys. Look at y'all know how I feel about a wrap dress, and this is a wrap dress with ruffles. Come on, I'm making this dress. This is Simplicity 9639. I like all the views, but especially the one the model is wearing. This is very like free people, anthropology, totally my vibe, and I love it. In a dark floral, I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's what I went there for. The back is really simple. Looks like it has elastic at the back. Yeah, and I don't even usually do too much of like the asymmetric hemline, but I think I'm gonna make view B exactly as view B, like the first time I make it. And then if I feel like, you know, I don't love it, I can always recut the hemline straight. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make that as it's shown. So anyway, yeah, let me know. I'm gonna read real quickly. Did anybody pick up any of the new fall patterns? Vanessa Knight, you're too sweet. Vanessa says, love the live chat. Your warm and bubbly personality come through. You smile and laugh so much more. Yeah, I'm kind of goofy. And I'm not going to say goofy. You know, that's me being awkward. Like, yeah, I like to have fun. I'm like inherently an easygoing, happy-go-lucky kind of person. But sometimes it can read like borderline unprofessional if people don't know you. And so a lot of times I edit that out. Like I edit out a lot of my laughter. Also because it's like I'm laughing with myself. And so it's like I don't want anybody to think I'm a weirdo. Like who like she's filming by herself. Why is she laughing all the time? But yeah, that's my joy. I live in joy. And joy bothers some people, I've noticed on YouTube. It's kind of weird. Like a lot of people, I'm going to say a lot of people, but I run into people where it's pretty clear they don't read joy as joy. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's on purpose or they just don't experience it a lot. But yeah, they don't react positively to joy, I've noticed. It's almost like they react competitively or weirdly, and I don't have time for that. So anyway, yeah, but I am kind of, yeah, I mean, why not? Is, you know, let's see here. Exactly. So Evelyn Craddock Sherman says, hi, Sheree. I wanted to know if you print out your PDF patterns and then cut them out, or do you use a projector to cut your PDF patterns? I print them out sometimes, especially if they're not like too many pieces or if it's like I just want to get it made. And then sometimes what I do is I'll wait until I have like a bunch I want to do. I put them on a flash drive and I take them to my local UPS store and they do like wide format printing. I actually also have my own wide format printer. But when we moved here in 2019, like I still haven't fully set it up. And I have to do like recalibrations and all this kind of stuff. So, and I probably have to buy new ink. Like it's a whole thing. But I am going to be resetting up my printer and getting that all redone. But my local UPS doesn't charge much. Like the maximum I've ever paid is like $4 for a printout. And so again, I've done it at Staples before too when I lived in Michigan. And like I said, I just put them on a flash drive and get them printed like full scale. Most of the PDF patterns that I buy, they have like they'll have the printout at home version and then they'll have the full scale copy shop version. So yeah, it just depends. If it's more than like 30 pages, I usually don't. It's just too time consuming. So yeah, and then I can't really fold it right. I prefer to have it all printed as one sheet personally. I've never done the projecting thing, but I know a lot of people do that. Janice Clay is working on Vogue 1833. Let's see, I'm going to skip around. Moving Mountains is on her way to Joanne's. Yes, happy National Sewing Month, which is technically over because it was the month of September. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, when we sew, it's always sewing month, right? Oh, good. You guys are good with the pattern haul. I'm way behind. Way behind. Let's see. Anne Marie says, that's what I mean. Let them get their blessings by blessing you. I bought that shirt pattern too. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of live in, I read that from Pickles. Ava Louise Dixon, View B would be great for wide leg pants. Yes. Yes. Ava Louise Dixon says, not yet, but there's one Know Me that will be ordered this evening. Yes, you guys, I'm sure you all have seen the announcement about the new pattern company started by Mimi G. Mimi G just does, she does the thing. Like the things she's done in the sewing industry, I think especially being someone, I'm pretty sure that's not what she went to school for. I'm pretty sure I don't know her full story, but I've listened to interviews and I've been following her for a while. And I feel like she's just like a DIY sewist that has just grown and done all the things. And so she has this new pattern company. She works for the Big Four, VP of creative something. I don't know, but I think we have all noticed changes coming to the Big Four since she's been in that position. She sews a lot. She sews impeccably. Everything she makes looks perfect on her. She's one of the people like we have like very different. I mean, we have the curves, but I think she's significantly shorter than I am. So I can't pull off everything the way she pulls, but it's her attitude. It's like everything about her is like in her clothes that she wears. And I saw that and I'm like, I mean, there's no stopping her. There's no stopping her. I think it's great what she's doing, allowing folks who want to design to have access to that kind of distribution, right? I mean, that is huge. And the Big Four is the Big Five now. And so as soon as I heard about it, I went and I looked and I ordered a pattern. And again, I think they're all great. I like the diversity of the styles. I feel like there's going to be a pattern for everybody somehow at some point, right? It's a really diverse group of, I would say, Instagram sewists who she's starting off with. I'm sure she has, I mean, it's Mimi G. She probably already has like the next round for the next like 3 releases lined up. I watched a couple videos. I'm not gonna critique other people's videos and like what I said. I don't personally like that. But I was a little bit surprised by some of the things that I heard and read in comments, which that's why you shouldn't read comments. But to me, I feel like I don't have the expectation of Berta, of McCall Simplicity, any independent company. I don't have the expectation that every pattern they put out, I'm going to love. And every pattern that they put out is gonna be for me. And so, yeah, I have no critique of it. I think you treat it like any other pattern company. And if there's something for you, there's something for you. If there's not, there's not. And so to me, immediately I knew that, I mean, Beauty du jour, am I saying her name? Beauty J'adore. I can't remember if I'm even saying her name right. She has impeccable style. She has impeccable taste. She dresses her daughter as a child version, like always kid appropriate, but the matching clothes. Chandler, I remember the little girl's name, right? Because she's just adorable. Um, yeah, I ordered that coat. I ordered her pattern. That's me, right? And there were other things where I'm like, oh, I could get this and I would change this, but it's just like, y'all see, I bought so many patterns. That's also like, at first I'm like, I'm just going to get everyone just to support, but it's like, she's going to do more. We know Mimi G is going to she's going to be pumping out people and patterns. There were several people that, I'm not a big Instagrammer. So there are several people who they were new to me. So I'm going to sit down this week. I'm going to go in. I don't follow a ton of, like, my Instagram is weird because of when I got on Instagram, it wasn't like for sewing. So I need to like kind of redo like who I'm following and what I'm doing on Instagram. I struggle with Instagram because I feel like when I go on there, they're not showing me what I want to see. They're showing me like a lot of other stuff, kind of like Facebook. That's why I stopped going on Facebook. It's like, stop trying to push stuff on me. Like, I don't want to see any of that. I want to see the people who I'm following. And so I get really frustrated because I'm thinking that the people aren't doing anything. And then it's like, I have to like type in their name to go find them anyway to like see what they're doing. But now with this, I don't know. I might get back into Instagram a little bit, but I also can't be, I only have so much time to be online doing stuff like that. Like, I would prefer to sew. So anyway, I think it's phenomenal. And yeah, I cannot even wait. Y'all, I never order on somethingdelightful.com and not get enough to get free shipping. I just wanted that coat. I just wanted that. I just wanted that coat. I just wanted that pants. I ordered the one pattern and I checked out and I can't wait for it to get here. That green coat, listen, just the way she styled it, the way she posed, absolute perfection. So anyway, I'm excited to give that a try. Yeah, maybe I'll try to pose like her in my pictures. So I was really, really excited to see that. Let me know in the chat. Did anybody buy anything? Anne-Marie says she is a queen. I'm assuming Mimi G. She lived in her car with her babies once upon a... Yeah, the first Mimi G video that I watched, it wasn't even about sewing. Was she sewing? She was married to somebody else. She was living in California. And I think it was like a tour of her closet. I mean, it was something like that is how I found her. And then I used to like pop on YouTube, watch stuff, and then I wouldn't be on YouTube for like a year. And then at some point, I feel like I remember seeing some sewing, maybe even on Instagram. And I was like, that woman looks so familiar to me. And I realized that's the woman who's like, I used to watch her videos like a long time ago. And so anyway, yeah. That's why I said I'm not totally sure of her background because I've been kind of, there's like gaps in me seeing her. But yeah. Mountain Accent says, I am getting ready to cut out the Mimi G unisex jean jacket. Hopefully I will get it sewn up this month. Carol Pringle says, to me, it shows her selflessness, being confident and bringing others along. Exactly. She already has her licensed pattern company, which she's had forever, right, with Simplicity. For her to do this just to showcase other people, I don't know. I personally think, and then to like, not just do it and have it on, she could have just done it and had it on her website. No, she got it to be a part of McCall's, like to be on the Something Delightful website and to be in the catalog. Come on, y'all. Who we know did that? I mean, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. She's also doing family videos with her ex. I don't know anything about that. Anne-Marie's workshop, that coat. Sean Williams, I got the coat and a couple others. Ava Louise Dixon, Mimi posted pants on Etsy and sold a bunch. Oh, I didn't know she used to sell stuff too. Yeah, see, there are gaps in like my history with her and it's not about her, it's like just how I consume social media. Like I haven't been on Facebook in I don't know how many years. When I used to be on there like all the time. I go through ebbs and flows and it just depends on the energy of the place, right? Now I'm on YouTube and it's like that fulfills my social media needs pretty much. So okay. I think I caught up on everything. Vanessa Knight, I'm buying the Brittany J. Jones pattern. I think I might get that one next. Might get that one next. After I checked out, I saw I went over on Instagram to their Instagram page maybe. I can't remember where I was, but there was footage of Brittany J. Jones wearing it, but it was like, it was like a behind the scenes kind of look. And seeing her in it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's cute. That's cute. So that if I get another one, that will be it. That will be it. So, okay. Yeah, Brittany, I don't know any of these people personally, but I've seen Brittany J. Jones on YouTube. I follow her on YouTube. And then I've seen her on Instagram. And she reads as like a really happy, kind person. So she exudes a great energy, I think. So, okay, next, I'm going to show y'all real quick what I got done. And then I'm going to do, I forgot, I have 2 more patterns to show y'all real quick. Remember I told you guys for my Style Arc capsule wardrobe, there was one more pattern that I wanted that was new. And at the time, it wasn't on Amazon, so I was searching for a U.S. sewist so I wouldn't have to order it from Australia. Well, lo and behold, they got it back in on Amazon. So I picked that up, and it's the Millicent wrap dress. So that's going to be a part of my Style Arc capsule wardrobe also. And then I just grabbed this one because, again, there's something about me just getting every wrap dress pattern I could find, I guess. But I just thought that would be a cute little basic, more for spring, but I went on and snagged it while I was checking out. So those are the patterns I wanted to show you guys today. Now let me show you the sewing that I got done and what I need to finish up after we do the fabric haul. So I got my, 2 things that were on my list for Sewcation. Well, I had 3 of them, but I got one of them made early. I wanted to make 3 more Bryn McCall's dresses, and I got one made. I'm gonna grab that one in case you guys didn't, because I didn't share it yet. I didn't share a makes video yet, but I snuck and wore it in a video. But some of you may not have realized that that was a Sewcation plan. Hang on. All right, so this one has already moved upstairs into my wardrobe, but I got this one done. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did get that one sewn up, and I love these colors so much. I love the fabric. This dress it just feels really good to wear. I love it. And this is the maxi length, and I added the ruffle. And then I cut out the red one and got that sewn up. I got a lot of sewing done this month. It's just crazy. I can't believe how much sewing I got done on top of all the videos, guys. It's usually one or the other. And next, so I got this red one. And this also, it looks so good. This is also the maxi length, but I made it a little bit shorter than the other one. Just a tad shorter. Because the other one, I have to say, when I go to walk up the steps, it is a little bit long. But I love these two. I wanted that sleeve length. You know, I made that black one, and it's one of my favorites. And so, yeah, I wanted two more like that. Because this is just a great fall dress. It's like, instead of throwing on jeans and a t-shirt, I can throw on this cute dress. So the red one's done. All I have to do is go in and clip off all my strings. And let me just remind you guys real quick of the pattern. It's this one. I have worn this pattern out. This is McCall's 8035, the Bryn McCall dress. Worn it out. So what I did, I make, for all three of these, I've made view B, but I cut the skirt portion longer. I cut the skirt portion the full length of view A, and then I add the ruffle. So I end up with a maxi length dress. So that's like my little hack. That's just how I like it the best. I've made it the other versions, and I like those too. But that black one that I made with that hack is my favorite, especially for fall. And then here's the last one, and that's what I'm going to finish up sewing with you guys today, once we move on to sewing. And so this is that fabric that I got at LA Finch. I shared that fabric haul with you guys, and it's a rayon. And I did the ruffle again. And again, this one is even a little bit shorter. So this is more like this will be like midi length once I get it all done. And then only because I didn't have enough fabric, because I bought the fabric not without any intention. I just bought it. So I had to line it with black because I didn't have enough fabric, which is actually good too, because sometimes when the fabric is a little translucent and you use the same fabric to line it and then the print doesn't match up, you kind of see like the print through, you know what I mean? So in the end, I was like, actually, that's not bad. It's giving it a nice coverage. And then I did the petal sleeve on this one again because I didn't have enough fabric to do the long sleeve. I could have just done a short sleeve, but I did have enough to do the petal sleeve. So this petal sleeve is not like too poofy. So if I want to put like a black blazer or something on top, I still can. But I feel like that sleeve makes it like a 4-season dress also. So yeah, the petal sleeve is really cute. So I've stitched down. I have to stitch the bodice to the skirt and then put the elastic in the waist, and then this will be done. So we'll do that in a little bit. All right. How's everybody doing? Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? I'm going to work up backwards. Michelle, hi Michelle Allen. Michelle says the Bryn dresses are nice. The red color is great. The giant animal and print version is fab. Isn't that fabric so fun? Oh my gosh. And I keep saying that, like, I'm like totally not an animal print person, but the designers that have been coming out, Mimi G did it. I got her colorful animal prints. I don't know, something about these bold color animal prints I'm totally digging. I think it's because I don't love like brown and black. I mean, I have some, but it's not like, you know, I wouldn't keep buying that over and over again. I keep buying colorful animal prints over and over again. So, yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, the red's like my color. It's funny. I've been loving red since high school because my high school colors were red and black. And we always had Spirit Week on Friday. Like, I just always wore a lot of red. So red's always been like a prominent color in my wardrobe. I really do like it. Yeah, Eva Louise, the black lining, I was totally bummed that I didn't have enough. But then when I cut out the black, I'm actually like, this is actually better. It's actually better. I was going to do red, but I also feel like the black is, because the fabric, I mean, it's not sheer, but you're not going to see my undergarments like through that black at all, for sure. So, Sean Williams says, lovely. Whole New Perspective says, I love all the patterns. You're so talented. I have fun sewing. That is for sure. Hey, A Stitch of Composure. Hello. Thank you. I really like the dress. All right. I think I'm all caught up. The Ogden cami, yeah. You know, I'm going to be making more of those too. That video I did where I mixed and matched the pants and stuff, that was a good video too. I was in my closet the other day, and I'm serious. Not in like an arrogant way, but I just stood there and I'm like, you're filling up your closet just as you wished with your handmade things. It's like, it's so fun to go in there, because for years, I told this in a video, but I know a lot of you are probably new here. But for many years, I always love color. I always like bright clothes. I always love making my own clothes and being really fun and really different. And people are like, oh, where'd you get that from? But then I kind of went through this slump where I was just like, probably because I had gained, I'm sure I'm not alone. You gain a little weight. You feel like, oh, let's just wear black or like monochrome dark colors until I shave off those 10, 15 pounds. And then it was like, I was just wearing black all the time. Like my wardrobe was, and then also for professional clothes, right? It's like navy blue, black, like, especially in the industry that I was in, like wearing things where you stuck out was not like appreciated, like a red suit was considered like aggressive. And it's like, it's red. It means love, right? But yeah, it's so funny. When I moved here, I was just like, I walk into my walk-in closet and I'm like, it's so bright. I have like this big window in there, and I just saw this like sea of dark colors, and I'm like, this is so not me. I had all these accessories, all these fun shoes, and all I would ever wear was black or navy. And so, yeah, I'm like whittling that stuff out and filling my closet with stuff that makes me smile. Not just because I made it, but it's like the prints are happy, the colors are happy. Even in, winter, that turquoise, yeah, it has black, but that turquoise is like adding some vibrancy and some life to it. And I think with, the pandemic, it was just, and then, we moved here, it was the pandemic and it was George Floyd. And it was like, to be honest, it was like really depressing here in Minneapolis. It was like, it was heavy. It was like really, really, really heavy. I felt heavy. I felt sad. I felt, ugh. I felt really, ugh. And my sewing and my clothes really like lifted my spirits a lot. And then getting on YouTube and like seeing other happy things and fun things that people were making, I don't know, lifts your spirits, I think. So anyway, there I go again with another tangent. So I'm going to do some fabric really quickly, and then I'm going to start sewing. If you haven't yet, take this time now to let us know what you're working on. And then I'm going to do the fabric, and then I'm going to catch up on the chat, and then I'm going to put some music on and just start sewing, and I'll check in on the comments with you guys. If anybody wants to come up and take over the screen and show what they're working on while I'm sewing, you are welcome to do that as well. Put a number 7 in the chat if you think you want to come up when I'm sewing, because that way I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link, and yeah, y'all can see some people's projects while I'm sewing. So this first portion of the fabric haul, I was logging on because there was a part of me that was like, oh, just order a little bit more of this fabric from LA Finch Fabric to line the bodice. And then I got on there and they just happened to be having a sale. And it was like an additional off of remnants. And I hadn't bought like remnant pieces from them before. Honestly, the first time I saw them, it was because I just went on Instagram and they just happened to, like, I went in and a picture from their feed and it had that animal print. And I was like, oh, I'm getting that right now. And that's why too, I can't go on Instagram a lot because I'm the person who clicks on all the Instagram ads and buys stuff. So, and I think Instagram knows that because my feed is filled with like ads. But anyway, I was glad I did because that was a great purchase. And so anyway, these little remnant things were an incredible price and they fit perfectly in my plans for my capsule wardrobe. Some of them for this one that I'm working on that I'm not going to tell you guys about, and then some for my vintage capsule wardrobe. So let me show you. These were like super cheap. I mean, like, I think $12 for 4 yards. I mean, it was something really crazy. All the fabric that I got was like from their clearance remnant section, and it was an additional 20% off. So I got this print here. Look at the colors. I think this is going to be awesome in my vintage or my secret third capsule wardrobe. And I'm pretty sure I got it was like, whatever, it was a remnant. So it was like 3.5 yards. I got to look back at the receipt to see. But I love that. And then this is like a very different color for me. I'm not a big pink person. You may have noticed, like, yeah, I don't have a lot of pink. But I thought this was so pretty. Oh my gosh, with the blue in there. And I think that's a pink that's okay for my skin tone. Let me know what you think. The lighting in here is terrible. Let me turn this light on. So I'm still kind of disappointed with some of my tutorials. I think I have to bite the bullet and set up, like, rearrange my room and take some stuff out and set up my big lights because it's like really hard. And if I open my blinds in here, depending on the time of day, it casts a lot of shadows. Lighting is like a whole separate beast for videos, y'all. But I love this. Yes, it is like a corally pink. And I feel like maybe that's why it works for me. I think it works for me. I just thought it was beautiful. And again, has that like vintage retro vibe that is going to be perfect in that capsule. And then this was one too. I think I didn't realize the scale of the print was that big, but I think I can make this work as well in that vintage capsule. Look it. You know there's red in there. This looks like I think they're all designer fabrics. And this was a really good size remnant piece too. I think over 4 yards. But that rose is so pretty, I think. Maybe this dress with that print. I don't know. That could be good. And then the last one I got there. I just stuck with the remnants to get the deals. This is so retro. Look at this one. This is going to be so awesome in that vintage collection. Look at it. This was some kind of design. I think they were all like some kind of designer prints. This reminded me of one of my favorite companies, Farm Rio. I buy a lot of their sweaters. You probably notice my colorful sweaters. They're always from Farm Rio. I have a couple of their dresses, but this reminded me of something that they would use. And I like snagged this in my cart so fast. I'm like, these are totally going to make my vintage capsule wardrobe like, wow. I feel like I do. I love them. And then, so those are all, and they might still have them on the website. I'm not sure. They had like various in the bolt things. And then I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in a video, but you guys know Katie Courtman from Instagram. She was on this last season of Project Runway. Let me know if you know Katie. She's like the color queen. Like her prints, she has a fabric line with fabric.com. She's launched a little clothing line now. I shouldn't say little. I don't know why I said little. She launched a clothing line on her website, and she's like hand making, limited edition, printing her own fabric. But this woman knows color. She knows how to combine color, bright, fun, happy. I love watching her videos on Instagram because she's always dancing. I mean, she has it, and she lives in Japan. She just, again, she just exudes fun. Like, she's a really fun person. And she does this thing every year. So watch out for, I feel like it's in March. It's called So Happy Color, and it's on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm seeing some questions here, and I'm going to come back to Katie in a second. I saw some question marks. Can you say the company again? Oh, for the fabric, for those 4 pieces of fabric, it's LA, like California. LA Finch, like the bird. FINCH Fabrics. Let me type it in the chat. And I'd heard about them. I see, you know, I've been following them on Instagram, but I just had never bought anything from them. But when they put those animal prints, they had like a bunch of colors, and that Instagram post, I was like, click, build a cart, and checked out. Yes, that worked for me. And so now again, as I popped on and I wanted to see if they had more of that animal print, I ended up getting this. But now I need to remember, I'm trying to just buy stuff for specific capsules now. And so, because, you know, I don't need any fabric. But I was glad that I popped on and checked that, because all 4 of them are totally the vibe I'm going for. And they were the quality. The first round of fabric that I got from them, this round, I think they are like designer closeouts fabrics, if I remember correctly. But check them out. Very fast shipping. I've been pleased with my 2 purchases. But back to Katie. She does this So Happy Color. So look out for it. I'm pretty sure in March, but you can check her out on Instagram. Katie Courtman. She has a website, blog also. She does, I bought her, it's pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $5. But she has this like color workbook. And it helps you work through like matching up complementary colors and stuff. And I got it because I like how she makes the unusual color combinations. Like, she knows how to get the right hues and tones and shades of color so that they actually are visually pleasing. And so anyway, she hosts this challenge on Instagram. And the year that I did it, I didn't do it this year. I did it last year. She had a woman who knits, also very colorful, gorgeous knits. And then she had Nefertiti from the Corny Rainbow. Those were her 2 like co-hosts for the year. And Neff also does, look, I'm calling her Neff like I know her. Nefertiti does really colorful. In fact, she's one of the designers for Know Me. And she has a really gorgeous print on the pattern for the coat dress that she designed. But she also has like a really like bright, happy, fun energy expressed through how she interacts in her videos and her pictures. but also like her clothes that she makes. So anyway, they're very good with color and style. So I participated last year, and it was like a weekly challenge. Katie gave you color combinations, and you would post your makes from that. And fabric.com, because Katie had done a fabric collection with them, they were one of the sponsors. And so I won one week, and I won a fabric.com gift card that I had never used because I hadn't shopped at fabric.com also in forever. And so I was like, let me log in and use my gift card. And so this is what I finally got over a year later with my with the contest that I won on Instagram. Look at this. I got this print, y'all. Look at this print. I gotta stand up for this one. Look at this fabric. It's a cotton twill. And I think this is just going to fit in, again, it's going to fit into my third secret capsule wardrobe, or it's going to fit into my vintage capsule wardrobe perfectly. Look at the colors. It looks like a painting. It's so gorgeous. That dark floral. And in case you want to go on there and look for it, let me tell you what it's called. It's from the company. Let me sit down. I have my stomach all in your face. It's from the company Telio, Telio, and it's called the Bianca Rayon Twill. And I got 4 yards of that. And then this didn't use up my whole gift card. So, I had to use up my whole gift card. So I got 2 more. I got this print here. Look at these colors. It has green and pink and yellow and orange and pale pastels. It just has all the colors. And I don't know if I'm just going for like funky blouses or if I'll use these in some wrap dresses. I don't know yet. Once I finish pulling all my fabrics for those capsule wardrobes, I'll decide. It has a little burnt orange in there. It just has like a lot of colors. And this is a rayon challis. And again, from fabric.com. And I'm one of those people, like, I never win anything, and I won this challenge, and I won a couple challenges that year. I got some free stuff. It was so fun. I won another one that was from fabric.com when Mimi G launched her fabric collection. And I got like 8 yards of Mimi G's fabric collection from them too. I won that one. So that was fun. But anyway, this is also from Telio, Telio. It's called the Pandora Rayon Pop. Love that. And I like these because I still love a black blazer. I still love black pants. I still love black skirts. But now I can make tops and things that add that pop of color, so that I'm not so like basic and boring all the time, right? So I got this one, and this has like a magenta and orange and green on that black background. And again, I was so happy to see these. So, and then this one says jackpot, you got the end of bolt, which means they put some extra fabric in there for me for free. And this is a Telio Rayon Crepe Floral. So yeah, I'm thrilled with my freebies from fabric.com. Thank you, fabric.com. So yeah, and I didn't do the challenge this year. Honestly, I have forgotten because I wasn't on Instagram that much. But maybe I'll be caught up on Instagram. and I'll do it again next year. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, they're fun. I feel really happy with like what I picked. And again, I feel so excited that um, they're like going to add some life and some pep into those capsule wardrobes, which right now I have a lot of solid colors in. And so these like pops of color, more than likely as blouses, maybe some dresses, but they're going to make them fun. And I have the, I can't, we'll see. I have some plans to do like embellish and like really take them beyond the basic fabric also. So yeah, that's part of why I got those like bigger prints, because I'm going to be doing some things with them. And so I'll show you guys. But anyway, that's that. So let me look in the chat. Did anybody say they wanted to come up? Because I'm going to start sewing now. I want to get this dress done. Hey, another gardener over here, Brampton Gardner. Oh, you had me at Fabric and Pattern Hall. Hi, Brampton. Thanks for joining. Shirley Tucker. Hey, I didn't see you earlier. Hey, Sasha Bam. I didn't see you earlier, too. Imani Zara Zunarine. I probably botched that. I'm sorry. Debbie Govain is in the house. Hey, Kathy. Kathy Swope is here. Lisa Acosta says she's reading Sewing with Sergers by Gail Brown and Patty Palmer while watching you. I had to stop reading. Hard to concentrate. I'd rather see your video. Thank you, Lisa. The one with the pattern and print outfits. Oh, Farm Rio. That's what you wanted to know. Yes. Farm Rio, I'll give you a secret. I mean, they have deep sales. Like I just shopped there again because I went on Instagram to upload these dresses for Project Dress a Girl, and there was a Farm Rio clearance ad in my feed, and I went shopping. But the other place that I find Farm Rio for deep discounts is at Nordstrom. Like they get the line in, and at the end of the season they go on really deep discounts. So I never pay full price. I always get them at like really steep discounts. And a lot of their sweaters are cut really big and oversized. And so even for things that maybe it's supposed to be oversized, like if there's a small or a medium, I'll buy that too, because they're still, then it'll fit like a regular sweater, or the medium is still sometimes oversized. Large seems to be like a really popular size for them. But my large sweaters that I have for them are like, they're huge. But I like them like that. I like the big oversized look. But their prints are incredible. Their prints are incredible. Their fabric quality is incredible. And I love them. You know, I try to be really conscious of like the companies that I spend my dollars with. And what I love about them, on top of just in general, they have a great ethos, but they plant 1,000 trees every day, that company. Every day they plant 1,000 trees. So we like that about them. Did I miss anybody else? Kim Diamond. I've been sewing for my 12-year-old granddaughter. She can now wear an extra small and adult patterns. It has opened up a whole new set of options. Yes. 12 years old is when I started sewing, and it was just, it's the best thing I ever started doing. I mean, it's been the thing that I've done the longest in my life. Yeah. Teamy! Hi. Well, I don't even know if you pronounce it as Teamy. Let me know phonetically how you pronounce that. Is it Tima? Teamy? By FK. Says, hi, Sheree. So happy to catch another one of these lives. I'm cooking instead of sewing like I love to be doing, but I guess the family's got to eat this week. LOL. Loving the sewing inspo. Yes, I cooked early. So my dinner is technically done. My husband's gonna make the pasta like right before it's time to eat, but I got my meat sauce and it's simmering and just, yeah, doing all the magical things. I can smell it actually, and it's making me a little hungry. Uh, but so great to see you, Beauty. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Let me see, did I miss anybody else? Fatmata. Yes, yes. But I know the TIMA stands for, that's like the acronym for the name in your channel. So I wasn't sure how you go and pronounce that. Wanda, who won the sewing? Patricia Slocken Baden. Hi, thanks for joining. She says she's currently working on a tote. Yes, Brenda S. The Talio fabrics are really a great quality. Only thing I have to admit, I don't like about fabric.com is I feel like they fluctuate their prices like too much. Like you'll log in one day, and I do like a lot of retail therapy on there. Like I go in, I fill up a cart, and then I just close the browser and I don't buy anything. And I'm telling you, like I do that a lot. It's just like I'm in the mood to look for fabric, but it's like I know I don't need anything. Um, and it's like weird. The fabric will be like $25.99 one day, and it'll be like $9.97 another day. It's like this isn't eBay. Like, what's the price? That's the only thing I don't like about them. So yeah. Hey, C Stelly. So hi, Lola Wall. Hey, Joanne. And I was talking about you earlier, and thanking you for the incredibly beautiful and generous gift you gave me of the Maker's Atelier pattern. I selected my pattern and I'll be sharing it in an upcoming video. But thank you, thank you. I have their book and I have never used it, and it's actually one of the things that I plan on talking about in an upcoming fall video. So when I read that from you, that you were gifting that to me, I was like, I was really touched. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. I've already bought my pattern. I've downloaded it. I'm going to be putting it on a flash drive to get that one printed though. Yeah, so thank you. Lola Wall said, I'm waking up after night shift. I love sewing because it helps me to de-stress. Currently working on a festival jacket for my grown son. Love this chat. Oh, my mom worked night shift when I was in high school. That's a tough, night shift is tough. It really can mess up your circadian rhythms a lot. Jaquita Jones. Hi, Sheree. I love watching your channel. Thank you, Jaquita. Thanks for joining. Hey, Diane, too, says, hi, Sheree. Just saw you were live. Got Wi-Fi back today. Thank goodness. I hope that the cleanup and all those things are moving along. I hope you didn't experience any damage. All our Floridians and East Coast folks and South Carolinians and even Virginia folks, we hope that none of you have endured any loss of any kind from Hurricane Ian, and that cleanup will be swift and you guys will get your power back and all those wonderful things, okay? Anna Lulu says they do. Sometimes they high prices are offered cheaper via Amazon. Yeah. See, it's not just me. Because I thought, am I crazy? I know I have seen this at like, and I mean like, not a couple pennies, like significantly different pricing. And it's like, it's so bizarre. Okay. Yes, thank you, Joanne. Diane 2 says, only landscape damage, some major trees, a 40-foot oak. Wow. I'm so sorry. But thankfully, nothing worse than that, right? Kathy Swope says, beautiful day here in Minneapolis. I've been out in the garden and processing tomatoes. Glad to be back inside with a glass of wine and some cheese. Now that sounds good. Our weather here in Minneapolis has been incredible. And over on my gardening channel, in a couple videos, I said, I think we're going to have a great, long, warm fall. Like, I just felt it in my bones. And my husband and I were sitting out at lunch today out on our front terrace, and the sun was out and the leaves are changing. And it was like 74 degrees, full sunshine. And then tomorrow we're going to be, I think, like above 75. So it's just been a beautiful fall. I know, right? We got a couple weeks before that could all change and go downhill. But, last year we had our first snow like the 8th of October or something, and I don't think that's going to happen this year. So, yeah. What's your Instagram? Sasha Bam says, same thing, Sheree's Alchemy, same handle on Instagram. Yeah. I'm a terrible Instagrammer. Like, don't expect to see me a lot. I literally can go 7 months without posting anything over there. The one thing that kept me on Instagram is because I was a Fabric Mart fabricista, but I only signed up for the 5th Mondays of each month. So I only had 5 projects to do for them, and I had to post it on Instagram. So that kept me on Instagram. But anyway, I don't think I missed anyone. If anybody has something that I missed, let me know. And then again, if anyone wants to come up, hi, Michelle Spencer. If anyone wants to come up and share what you're working on, if you're cooking, if you have a little haul, anything you want to share while I start sewing, drop the number 7 in the chat, and then I will drop the link. Otherwise, I'll put some music on and I'm just going to start sewing. Hey, Pat. Pat says, Pat Goshok, cold and rainy in PA. Happy to be home with soup in hand. Now that sounds good. I'm going to do some batch cooking of soups tomorrow because I have a lot of vegetables that I pulled from the garden, and I'm going to batch cook them. I like to do batch cooking of soups because I'm chopping a lot of the same vegetables, changing things up here and there. And then I'll portion them out so that we have them for a few days for dinner. And then I portion them out in the freezer. And we're down to a couple containers from last year. And so, yeah, I'm going to replenish that. And that's just great to have. Fatima says, I'm with you, Sheree. Me and IG have not been friends. I constantly post and ghost. I only hop on for a birthday post or to enter contests. Yeah, I don't like how they changed their algorithm. It used to be that I just saw posts, sewing posts from people that I follow, and now it's like it's so random. It's so random, and they keep recommending things. It's like I'm not into that at all. And then they put a lot of reels in there. I don't know. I want to see people's sewing projects. And then, so she also says, I use IG as a search engine really to search for the pattern I want to sew and see others makes. And exactly, Instagram is great for that because a lot of people will tag their makes, or if they're entering competitions, not competitions, but like contests or sew-alongs, using that pattern, you can at least like kind of see it sewn up in different patterns and stuff. I'm terrible. Like I usually forget. I'm like, I put the worst captions in. I put the bare minimum in. I put the picture up, and usually I immediately close the app. I'm like terrible. But what can I say? Sonia Johnson, I'm at the grocery store. All right, Sonia, what you getting? What you shopping for? Pat says I stock up on soup. Whoops. A stocked freezer is a big bonus, yes. Especially in the winter. Like I love soups. But you gotta like the chopping. And so for me, it's like I'd rather spend several hours chopping, and then I usually roast my vegetables first. I'll get them all roasting, and then like just batch make the soups. And then I got a week of meals. I got the freezer restocked again, and then we just slowly pull them out. Though depending on the soup, like last year, a couple of the soups that I made, I don't even know why I bothered put them in the freezer because my husband and son ate them all within like 2 weeks. He asked me too. He's like, when are you making that Mexican beef stew again? I'm like, it's on the list. And so, yeah, okay. Oh, Diane said, I make soup stuff without the broth, then freeze that. That's a smart thing to do. So you get everything ready and then you add the broth and let it simmer. See, I'm trying to do that. I've been creating these soup jars with dehydrated and freeze-dried vegetables. I've been already mixing them up with the idea that then I will just dump that jar in with broth and cook it. I'll share that soon, but I like that. I like that. All right. So I don't see anybody wanting to come up. If anyone changes their mind, put a 7 in the chat. I'll be looking for that. But I'm going to get myself situated because I want to have my dress finished. And then I think my total, I got my 7 dresses for Project Dress a Girl done. The box is shipped off tomorrow. All 7 dresses have been uploaded onto Instagram and they've been added to her account. So I have those 7 dresses. And then that black and white couple days of sewing, I got 6 things made then. Plus I got my 3, well, if I get this done, I will have 3 Bryn McCall. No, 7, because this little duster that I'm wearing is one of the things that I got done. And then I'll have 3 Bryn McCall dresses. I mean, even though technically this is October, I'm still counting this as September. So I'm just going to do that. But I got a lot of sewing done in September. My goodness. All right. You guys want me to put music on or you want me to just talk to you? Let me know. I kind of want to listen to some music. What y'all think? I got a little sewing playlist that I like to listen to. I won't make it loud. We'll have it just as a little bit of background. Let me know if you can hear it. Is anybody coming up? C. Stelly So says both. Watching it all unfold. Yeah. I'm not scared of committing. Can you hear it? I'm just scared of doing something wrong. I don't wanna see you go. Cause baby, I got problems comes in me. Sometimes it gets hard for me to tell you how I feel. I'm afraid to show. Y'all be down here jamming. I don't wanna let you down. I don't wanna let you down. Let you down, down, down. I don't wanna let you down. Early mornings in your bedroom, waking up with you looking so oh, good. All right, we're just gonna jam out, do some sewing, y'all. I don't wanna let you down. I don't wanna let you down. Let you down, down, down. Down, down, down. I don't wanna let you down. I don't wanna let you down. it's hard for me to tell you how I feel. I'm afraid to show you it's underneath. 'Cause I don't wanna let you down. Got a lot of demons up in my brain. Got a lot of bad thoughts giving me pain. I'm afraid to show you it's underneath. 'Cause I don't wanna let you we say we were good together. I was saying we had fun, but our trains never run forever. Something else is on your mind. Everything was good and now it's gone. We're letting go, drifting apart. There's no use trying to pretend. And all is real. Look on your face. How can we break? This is no pain. Gloria, please. Gloria, please. Gloria, please. Gloria, please. I can't hurt you like you hurt me too. We make love when we are done. We get home and get back together. You're the trigger to my gun. Like everything was happening. For your freedom, look on your face. But the words is no pain when you breathe down my name. Don't have a me. Don't have a me. Oops. Don't cry for me. So much better. Pause for a second. Saw a question. Sasha says, what machine do you sew on? My main sewing machine for garment sewing is a Juki Exceed. It's actually a quilting. It does all kinds of stuff, but this is my main machine for sewing. Then I have a separate machine. I have two separate machines actually for quilting. But yeah, this is my Juki baby. And then I want to show you guys real quick. Let me know in the chat. Are you guys pincushion people? I've tried so hard to be a pincushion person, and I never use them. So I actually keep my pins in a mug. I poke myself all the time when I stick my hands in to get pins out, and I don't care. It's almost like mini acupuncture. But I cannot bring myself to, I have pincushions. I have pretty artsy pincushions. I never use. Diana used to use the magnetic plate, and same thing. It's like, I don't know, it's always something would happen and they would fling somewhere. But I do like that magnetic wand to go over the floor and the table to scoop up loose needles, because I also sometimes step on them. But yeah, I don't know why. I put my pins in a mug. So this mug here, you guys know that's So Monica on Instagram. And she launched the So Sorority, or they call it Sorority, over on Instagram, which is really kind of fun. She's the one who hosts, she has her own channel, that's So Monica, but then she is the creator and host of Sew Your View. And I used to do Sew Your View when I was on. That was the one thing too that kept me on Instagram. I would pop on every month to see what her Sew Your View was, and I'd done a bunch for a while, but then I got into sewing different things. And then I think she stopped it for a while. But I saw recently that it's back on, or maybe I thought it was off and it wasn't. But anyway, with a group of her friends, she launched sorority. And so I got, when they first launched, they had these boxes. Um, I didn't get the box because I was trying not to buy things that I knew I wouldn't use. So I just individually bought the mug and a t-shirt, which I wear sometimes when I'm sewing. But it's really cute. And so it says love. And then up in the, instead of the O is her little sorority patch. So this is my pen mug. All right, I'm going to serge this and then come back. Let me put the music back on. Actually, let me see. Anybody have questions? Different pens for different things, so I keep them separate. Oh, bowls. Yeah, I think a bowl probably would be better. But I like this mug because then I just pick it up and then I carry it over to the cutting table and then I bring it back here. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's smart. Eva Lucille Dixon says, for pens, I use an old butter dish with a small magnet. Yeah, this does not have any kind of magnetization. But yeah, I'm still not, I feel like I like the idea of a bowl. I need to bring a bowl down here and see if that's something that I would use. But I always have my pen cushion sitting and then I have a bunch of pens on the table. Once I started doing the mug, I actually use the mug. All right. If you haven't let us know what you're working on yet in the chat, also do that. Mountain Accent says, I use a beautiful French pincushion that fits on the wrist. Comes in luxurious jewel velvet from Garrity's Charm Patterns. It's so chic. I've never heard of Garrity's Charm. Is that Garrity the one that does the vintage dresses? That's the only Garrity I know. I mean, Anne Marie's Workshop said that. And then Mountain Accent says, I use a pincushion for my hand sewing needles. The one I use while sewing, I keep in a small container. Yeah. And then Mimi's in the house. She said, I'm sewing for my son. Awesome. Garrity is very, okay, so it's the same Garrity. Okay. All right, yeah. She does some beautiful, beautiful makes. I have her book. I bought a couple of her fabrics from Joann's. Totally different style from me, but I have full appreciation for what she does. Brenda asks, the bowls I use have deep rims. They kind of look like a really big cup without the handle. Yeah. I have some bowls that I can bring down here. My kids used to do ceramics, and that's what I need to do. I'm going to bring those down. I have them up on a shelf. I'm going to bring a couple of those down and use that. Because then I can just keep the mug on the cutting table, and then I can just have the bowl here. I think I caught everybody. My table is metal, so the plate stays. Oh, great. I know I've stepped on weight. Sadly, my children have stepped on the needles every once in a while. Ooh. That's the only thing I don't love about my sewing room. I love it's a beautiful wool carpet, but carpet is a bad idea in the sewing room because the pens get stuck in there. So I have an extra, just, that they put on the office chairs. I have two huge ones here around where I sew so that if pens fall, I can just scoop them up with the magnetic thing. And I try to make sure I have some little house shoes on when I'm down here. But sometimes I like to take my shoes off when I like to touch the pedal with my feet. Weird. Fatima says, magnetic plate all day. The pin cushion stays in the drawer. Yeah. I feel like I use way more pins than would fit on the pin cushion. I think that's ultimately my problem. It's like I'm using like 3 times more pins than that. Arlethea Sim says, I just cut out a pattern for New Year's. A New Year's dress. Oh, wonderful. Man, you're ahead of the game. I have an event on Saturday that I was supposed to be making a dress for. I don't think that's going to happen. No, I'm going to wear something I already made. I did that. I did a couple dresses, but I did that red dress around Christmas time. I made 2 dressy dresses. I think I'm going to wear one of those dresses. All right. I got to move my fabric haul so I can serge this. But let me put the music back on. Olivia, dress a girl. Oh, you're already working on your dress a girl dress for next year. I got you. I see the emojis now. All right. All right, y'all. Keep working. Keep sewing. I'm on the final step, putting the elastic in the waist. So to iron this. Actually, I'm gonna do it from this side. Rain for hours. Around you all the time. You don't have to worry. Everything around you makes you feel all the time. You don't have to worry. Pink sunsets got me shitting skin. We all strive to be more. We all long for. Bye, Debbie. Let me pause for a second. Let me pop in and say hi to folks and bye to folks. Debbie said, I'm a latecomer. What am I making? I'm finishing up. Diane. Diane, you might remember one of the things that I wanted to get done during my Sewcation was getting three more Bryn McCall dresses done that were for fall. And I shared the fabric with you guys. I had cut them out already. And I shared two already, the red one and then the little teal and black one. Those have the three, bracelet length sleeves. And then I'm doing this final one, and I'll show you the pattern. I'm doing the final one. This is McCall's 8035. I'm doing the final one. I hack mine, so I changed the length and add a ruffle. But I am doing the petal sleeve on this one. I'll do a recap real quick at the end. But this is my third one. And right now I'm just about to put the elastic in the waist. And I'm done. And I'll have 3 new fall dresses. So I'm excited about that. Let's see who else is in here. Fatima says, I know how to run, but I have to run, but this was such a bright spot of my evening. Oh, thank you. Thanks for stopping in. It was so great to see you. Sasha Bam. It's our independent season, so I'm making some neckties and scrunchies out of mattress cloth for my students. Oh, how nice. Love that. Sasha says again, yep, we have a custom that every Friday for the month we wear something mattress. So I decided that I will make them something as I'm a sewist. That is so sweet. Debbie signing off. She's probably gone already. Good night. Thanks for coming in, Debbie. It's always great to see you. Brenda S. says, I don't know why I worry about things that have nothing to do with me, but does YouTube flag videos that play music because it's a copyright violation? I just don't want you to get in trouble. They do if you're playing music that has copyright. So I'm only playing music that I have a license to play. Once you make a YouTube video also, you can add YouTube licensed music in there. Now, sometimes what they'll do is, you can't like monetize that video. They'll monetize it, but all the money from that video goes to the artist. So like I put up a short using Stevie Wonder's Isn't She Lovely? Well, any money earned from that video will go to Stevie Wonder and his company that owns the song, not to me. But YouTube has a bunch of music that you can use. And then like me, you can also sign up for, to use copyright-free music. So you'll notice like the videos that I've made where I'm dancing, that's why they don't get flagged, because I have the right to play that music. Also, if you edit, depending on editing software that you use, a lot of editing software have music that you can use. So as long as you bought the license to use that editing software, and it comes with the right to use whatever music they include. So for example, on iMovies, like my intro music when I first started was music from iMovies. And so, it's a small list, but little medleys. That's why sometimes when you look at YouTube videos, you'll hear the same music over and over again. But yes, no, I can't just play music off the radio. So this is my special list of music that I have basically a license to play. Otherwise, no, I would not have music in my videos. Yeah. But it's funny because since I have this now, like, I listen to all kinds of music, but sometimes I listen to this playlist when I'm sewing, but it's a playlist that I put together. Like, I like to sit and search for songs that I might want to put in a video someday. Um, and so most of these I have not used yet in videos, but I have a playlist. I have a playlist that's like garden themed stuff. I have a couple different playlists for like the different kinds of videos that I might make and share. And then, some just instrumental. Yeah. But yes, thank you. I think some people don't know and they put that. Some people just don't care, right? They just want to have it for their thing, and then they get a copyright claim. They don't really care. I don't know. But I'm assuming that most YouTubers that play music, they're using like through iMovies or through YouTube or some other editing software or whatever that allows you to use certain copyrighted music. I'm not copyrighted, copyright free or licensed music. That makes sense? Yeah. So who's still sewing with me? This, it's funny. I'm telling you, this last step of putting this dress together, putting this tiny little piece of elastic through this tiny, tiny casing, I feel like it takes me just as long to do this as it does to make the entire dress. It's so ridiculous. But no, yeah, you do have to be careful, and I think that nobody wants their video taken down because they put music in. Now, I will say, when you get a strike, I had one song that I put into a YouTube video, which I technically shouldn't have gotten the copyright strike because it was from iMovies. But what I learned is that sometimes the person, company, whatever, that extends the license, if iMovies doesn't renew the license, they'll go around and they'll start to flag people's videos. And so it's not that they got flagged. I didn't get like a violation or anything. But basically, when that happened, and this was before I had turned on monetization, they turned monetization on and they would get all the money from that video. And so I was just like, no, like, your music is not that important to the video. So I use the YouTube feed. YouTube has a feature in YouTube Studio where you can go in and you can take the music out. Like, it'll run through, and it took the music out. So I did that with a bunch of videos because I didn't want that to come back at some point and have that happen. And I stopped using music from iMovies because of that, because it's like, you don't know, if they don't renew the license, then suddenly your video becomes like an issue. When will they make round elastic? Oh my gosh, I'm still putting the elastic in. It's so tedious. And it's like the casing is a little thick. Like, I went in with the scissors and kind of took out some of the bulk, but it's like, it's a really thin piece of elastic that you're putting in this waistband for the cinching. And so you can imagine how small the casing is. And then pushing it, especially at the front where it's the wrap, that's always the part I have to go slow, because if I get aggressive, I could like push the pin head through my fabric, which I've done once before, and had to go back in and fix the bodice. So I try to take my time, but I get a little impatient. Diane says, I'm not sewing, I'm eating snacks and enjoying connectivity. Good, awesome. I wasn't sure if I would be able to sew and go live. I wasn't sure if it would be like super distracting. And I feel rude sometimes because because I'm not chatting with y'all. But I figured the music would be a nice. I'm the kind of person like I run full videos in the background. I'm like I may not like leave a comment. I always hit the like button. But I like to just run people's videos. But sometimes what happens when I'm sewing, I mean, I'm sure the YouTuber doesn't mind. But you know, like if they put ads like in the middle or somewhere, and I'm like, I'm just working, and then all of a sudden I realize I've been listening to a commercial for 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, good for the YouTuber, but it's like, cause it's just background, right? I'm just sewing and kind of listening, but then I realize like that's not the voice of the person that I was listening to, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had this ad running. So, but then I feel like it's kind of like TV, right? Like just let the ad run sometimes. But sometimes it's funny because it's like you clearly were not like really listening closely. You're like 10 minutes into an ad. And then I usually that's why I like that they give the YouTubers the feature to put like an in card where they can put in the next video that they want you to watch. Because I usually just let that run too. So then I'll just watch it. I'll let it run to the end, and then the next video will pop up. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done the wrap part, and then the other part should go pretty quickly. I hope. But it's so thick with that overlapped bodice section. So Sasha says, Eva Louise Dixon, you mean elastic cord? I don't know what that's referring to. Vanessa Jones says, I'm finishing my dinner and then I'll be washing dishes. All right. My husband is going to cook pasta. I have to give him the time. I'll signal him at 7 to start the pasta, I think. And then I'll be wrapping up here. He always cooks perfect pasta, so I made the sauce and he will do the pasta. And then we'll enjoy some dinner. And then I have a phone call scheduled with my son. We were supposed to talk earlier, but then when I called, he forgot to tell me he was going to the library. So I called him and he was at the library. He didn't pick up. He just texted me, oh, sorry, I'm at the library. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to hearing. He went to the movies on campus again last night, so I'll find out what he watched. But he's happy. He's having fun. During new student week, he met a nice, I guess, group of kids, and he's been hanging out with them ever since. And he has a dining hall in his dorm, but his friend group, they like to meet at another dining hall, so he goes over and eats there. But he did tell me, he was like, in wintertime I'll be eating in the dining hall in my dorm, because yeah, it will be cold to walk across campus just to eat. But yeah, I'm so happy that he's having fun so far. Hey, Virgie Johnson. Virgie Johnson says, hello. I forgot to come on live today. I'm working on simplicity for my twin granddaughters. The elastic is very tedious. Oh, twin granddaughters. My dad was a twin. I have a lot of twins in my family. My younger sister has twins, boy-girl twins. My nephew was actually, he won the spelling bee for his school, then county. So he actually got to go to the Scripps Spelling Bee in DC this year. We were so proud of him. So he's a twin. So he and his twin sister they've been in class together, but this year they're not, and they're starting to kind of diverge in interests. And so he's really into the spelling bee. My son used to do the spelling bee. He's a spelling bee champ. And my sister, his mom, my nephew's mom, who made it to Scripps, she used to do spelling bee in elementary school. So yeah, he's really into it. It was his first year doing it. He's in fourth grade. So he beat out all those older kids. He goes to school in North Carolina, so for Durham County. So he's been on TV with all his little interviews, and he's like the sweetest little boy, and he's kind of shy. He's really shy. My niece, his twin sister, is more like the rambunctious, outgoing one. But he just so great in all his TV interviews and stuff, and yeah, and he was there. He was at Scripps, so he's already getting excited about competing next year, and yeah. Who knows? Maybe one day he'll win. That'd be pretty amazing. Yeah. Okay, I'm through the tough part and I'm in the easy part. Sasha Bam says, my husband is a twin. His brother has twins. One of his aunts have twins. His grandmother had twins. Yeah. We have a lot of twins. Um, I have twins. I have a bunch of twin cousins. Yeah. And it's funny because my younger sister, for a long time, she didn't want to have kids, and then her husband was 40, she was 39, and they decided to go ahead and have kids. And then she found out that it was twins, and she called me. She was just like, "It's two." I told her, I'm like, well, we're all happy because we already know you're only going to do this once. So we get two babies. We get two babies out the deal. But she was so scared about having two. And it's so funny because we were all so happy because we're like, yeah, she only gonna do this once. So we got a twofer. We got a twofer. And they're great kids. They are great kids. All right. Wrapping this up. Diane too says my mom is an identical twin. Lots of through the family tree, yeah. Wow, Alice Dolan says I have identical twin boys. They are grown men now. Wow. That is so cool. I always thought that must be like a cool feeling to have. And they are so, you always hear how close twins are, and they are so close. They've always been. And even for them, even though they are boy girl, they have a lot of the same interests. And like I said, for a long time they were in the same class. And so yeah, they are just now, really in the last like year and a half, you can hear from their interest that they're starting to diverge a little bit and having kind of their own separate interests and friends groups, but they are very close. Very, very close. My sisters and I we were born very close together, even though we're not twins. A lot of people thought my older sister and I were twins because we're 14 months apart and 17 months apart. My two sisters. So I'm the middle, so I'm close in age to both of them. And then I was always the tallest one. So when people would see me and my older sister, they thought we were twins because we were like the same. We were like the same size, like we looked the same age, even though she was 17 months older because she's a little shorter. She's a little shorty. I'm the tallest person in my family, though. Well, my dad was taller than me, but I'm taller than my mom and both my sisters by several inches. Yeah. But no twins for me. But I'm glad I got a boy and a girl. You get to experience both. My older sister has all girls. She has 5 daughters. 5 daughters. And she had all her kids. Well, no, except for the youngest one. But she had 4 daughters before I had any kids. So those were the little girls that I used to sew. Just simple little things for them when they were little. I wasn't too into sewing kids' clothes until I had my daughter. But I would make them little fleece hats and scarf sets and a couple little dresses here and there. Yeah. And then my son was the only boy in my family for a long time until my sister had the boy-girl twins. All right, y'all. So my elastic is in. I'm going to just cinch this for now. I'm going to do a try on off camera to make sure the waist is where I want it. But I'm going to get this pinned in place so that it does not shift. I'll show you guys. Yeah, so I'll just, I have some hand sewing. I like to hand sew in that lining at the sleeve. So you can see here where I serge the sleeve portion that's attached to the dress. And then I like to come in with these lined bodices and I'll fold this under. I'll fold that black under. I'll fold that raw edge under. And then I'll stitch that down so that it's a really nice clean finish. And I like to do that by hand. So I'll probably sit and do that tonight after dinner while we watch something. I have to do that on this one and then also on the red one. What did I miss? Ava Louise Dixon, one of my twins, did not go full term, but the other, my son, is a great guy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Patricia Slocum Baden said twins run in my family also. My mom had a set of twins. Yeah, it seems like it really is like either you have families that have a lot of twins or you have families where it's like nobody's ever a twin. It's a very interesting genetic thing, this twindom, I think. I read a story recently, I shared it with my husband, about a woman. I can't remember the number of kids she has. I feel like it was 40 something. It was like a really high number. And the title of the article was like the world's most fertile woman. And just all her pregnancies, except for her final pregnancy, were multiples. So she had like several sets of twins, triplets. I think the largest one was like a sextuplet. Like she just had a lot of kids. And apparently she had gone to her doctor and, was telling him, like, I don't want to have any more kids. And he was like, you just have so many eggs. Like, if you don't have kids, you're going to get tumors and all kinds. I don't know the theory behind that. But basically, she just kept having kids. And she has a lot of kids. She has a lot of kids. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I'm like, I didn't even know that you can have one human being. I mean, my grandmother had a lot of kids. She had 13 kids, which is like a lot of kids. Can you imagine having 40-some kids? Giving birth to 40-something kids? It may have even been more than that. I have to find the article. It's crazy. So, Ava Louise Dixon says, I celebrate my son twice. Oh, yeah. That's always tough. I had a little brother that didn't. Well, he was stillborn. So my mom carried him the whole time and then gave birth to him. And I remember we were all waiting. We were all waiting for the baby to come home, and he didn't come home. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. So, guys, let's see here. Did I miss anybody? Nope. All right, I'm going to show you guys my dress. And then I have some hand sewing to do. I'll show you guys what I'm going to be hand sewing before I say goodnight. So here's the dress. You can imagine it. Crisscrossing with the elastic. You know, it's always funny because I've never been like an orange and purple person. Has anyone ever heard of the red hat ladies? You know, they wear the red and purple. And it was actually through Katie's color course where you really, I mean, I know the color wheel and all that, but you really see how like red and purple really can be like quite nice together. So maybe because I'm in red hat lady age, I now like red and purple together. The red hat ladies, I think this is going to be so cute and sassy. Look at, can you see the ruffle? I made the ruffle really extra full, so it has like an extra little sassy swoosh when I walk. So I made that really, I used almost every inch of this fabric. I have like one little piece left, which I don't know why I saved it, but it's big enough to maybe make some scrunchies with. But that's so cute. Y'all, that's going to be cute and saucy. So yeah, I feel like in some ways my Sewcation was a complete bust because I didn't actually have like the full days of sewing like I wanted to have once again. And when my husband and I were sitting at lunch, it was so funny because I told him, I'm like, I got to do my Sewcation in November. Like last year I tried to do in August. I was in the garden most of the time. And even still now, it's like I need to be outside. So I think next year I'm going to do it in November because it's cold. And it's much easier for me to dedicate more time. But because of that, I think someone had left a comment that they do a little long weekend Sewcation once a month. And I like that idea. I think my husband can keep himself busy for like a Saturday and Sunday during the day. And I'm really just like, I mean, I can sew whenever I want to sew. The point of the Sewcation for me is to like really make like a big jump in progress and just trying to like cut out a bunch of stuff before it's time for the Sewcation. Because I don't want to use any of my Sewcation time cutting. I just want to sew. Be down here with my music. Basically just leave to use the restroom and eat every once in a while. And so I'm going to do another one in November, y'all. It'll probably be a long weekend. It'll probably be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's football season, so it's like much easier for me to like get that done without my husband coming in. And now it's also like meal prep time. Not meal prep, but like batch cooking. So it's like he'll have his soups. He'll have all his stuff that he can pull out and he can heat up and bring to me also. So I'm going to do another one and I'm going to let you guys know when I do that again, because maybe we'll do some more lives. But as I said, I got 7 Dress-A-Girl dresses made. I got 7 pieces from that black and white collection, which I showed in a video already, including this duster that I'm wearing and that black and white polka dot dress. Like, I got those things sewn up. And then I got 3 new Bryn McCall dresses. Let me show you guys real quick, if you came in late, the other 2 Bryn McCall dresses. And then I'm going to show you these 3 UFOs that I'm going to finish up tonight, tomorrow-ish, while I have my red thread set up. So I finished this red one. This is what I started last night with you guys. If you were here last night, you saw me starting this sewing. So this is a red one, and I made a black one just like this, the same crepe fabric, solid black, and I love it so much for fall, and I knew I wanted to make a red one. So I got that cut out and sewn up, and I just love it. And I think it was Ava Louise Dixon asked me, how do you hem your ruffle? So for this one here, I didn't even do the double turnover, which I normally do. I just serged the edge and stitched it down. This is single layer because this fabric is like, it's a little weighty, and because it's long and my ruffle is super full, I didn't want to do the double layer ruffle because I found with this one where I did that, it kind of pulls the dress down a little bit because it's so heavy. With lighter fabrics, I usually do a double ruffle. I did a double ruffle on this because I felt like it was a lighter fabric, but overall it's just so much fabric that this ruffle is heavy, and it pulls it down a little bit. Like I think I have to tighten the elastic a little bit more in here because I feel like it's like pulling it down instead of having it stay kind of like bunched up here around my waist. Because with this one, I did the double ruffle. So I did the double layer ruffle on this one. So see, I cut the big ruffle and then I folded it in half, and then I gathered it and attached it. So you see the right side on the inside also of the ruffle. So I skipped that on the red so it wouldn't be too heavy. And with the black one, I had skipped it also. I skipped it on the black one mainly because that was all the fabric that I had left. And then same thing with this one. As I told you, I didn't even have enough fabric to cut the lining, the bodice lining of this one. The original pattern for this, let me check. I don't think it does. I do all these little hacks when I sew and I forget to mention them because I'm just making it. Yeah, this McCall Brins pattern, I should say this for clarity. The bodice is not lined. I just like lined bodices. I feel like, you know, they sit better, and especially when you're using rayon fabric. I made one where it's unlined and I did the little binding, and it's very like droopy, and I don't like it. I'm actually going to take that apart and put a lining in it. But I almost always line my bodices in my dress. I don't want my, undergarment showing underneath. And I like the structure. And I feel like if I'm buying a quality garment and ready to wear in a dress, the bodice is going to be lined. And so when I sew, I like to sew my things and construct my things to mimic better quality ready to wear items that I would find that I buy in the store, right? And so, yeah, I like that. I think it looks better. And this rayon, which is super drapey, is going to have a little bit more structure now up at my top. Now, because I did not have enough fabric to do the lining anyway, but when you cut this out, right, because the fabric was 60 inches wide and your hips, well, my hips aren't 60 inches wide. So I had a whole chunk of fabric running up the length of the fabric. And that's what I used. I just squared it off into a long rectangle. It was double plied. And my ruffle is almost the full length of those 2 yards of fabric. Because I was just like, I'm gonna just cut up the whole length. And then I just squared it off and put them together to make a super long rectangle. And then when I attach my ruffles, especially when they're long ruffles like this, I do my gathering in 4 sections, right? So I had my long rectangle. I sewed them together to make the circle. Then I fold that in half and mark the center point of the front of the ruffle and the back of the ruffle. And then I sew my gather stitch from one side seam to the middle. I stop, and then I start again I stop. So then I have 4 sections that I pull and I gather. And first of all, it allows you to have your gathers more evenly spaced, right? Because you've made quarters and you have your dress marked in quarters, and your ruffle will be much more even looking. And then the main reason why I do it is if your thread snaps, it's not your whole snap, right? It's just that section, and then you just redo your section. Because I don't bother. I used to do the double threads and pull them. Now I just do one. I just cheat and do one. But every once in a while it'll snap. Like today it snapped on one section, and I just went back in and I did that one section. But yes, I do lengthen to get that maxi or midi length. What I do is I cut the full skirt length of view A. So the pattern comes with like the long length for this maxi length one with the split. Then it has this middle length of view A, whoops, wrong side, view A, which basically cuts like right at my knee. And then for view C, it's like mid-thigh. The red one here is cut at mid-thigh and the ruffle is added. What I do is I cut view A so that the skirt stops at my knee, and then I add the ruffle. So that brings it down to midi length. And then for the maxi length one, I cut my ruffle a bit longer. So that's the hack I do. And then I line the bodice. I always forget to mention, because I feel like I'm not changing anything really, because it's not really that big of a change. But I think that's why when you look up some of the Bryn McCall dresses, the fit of mine and stuff, like it looks so different, because yeah, I am making those couple changes. So it does look a little bit different than you see. And again, mine doesn't kind of fall down so much in the center as you often see, because I've lined it. Yeah, I know people use elastic. I just can't imagine why you would. I mean, unless you're reusing the same piece of elastic. Sometimes for this waistband, actually I have a couple of these when I do them with knit, because I think that is with the instruction, I think doesn't have you making a casing. It has you just stitching the elastic in the waist, and you kind of stretch it as you sew, and then it kind of shrinks in on itself. And I have that with the knit fabric. I've done that. But when I'm doing it with rayons and wovens, I like to make the casing. And again, that's just my particular way. So I serge that seam, and then I just, press it up, pin it, and I make a casing and slide my elastic through that. I feel like with the knit, doing that like zigzag stitch to attach it, you don't really see it. I feel like with the woven, I don't know if I would like how that looks for me. I just feel like that looks, well, I haven't straightened it out yet. But to me, that looks like a better quality construction than just zigzagging stitching. I don't know. Just one of my particularities, I guess. But yeah, so last thing I have to do here, I've already serged this. After I adjust the elastic and stitch it, I'll press this, and I like to top stitch my ruffles also. I just feel like they lay better. They look better. I like top stitching though. So yeah, I think it was a productive September, a productive National Sewing Month. Let me know in the chat, how do you guys feel about your sewing month? What did you guys get done in September? Let me know what you got done, and I'm going to read some comments. Anna Lulu says, I'm the same way. I prefer aligning mainly because it tucks away all raw edges. Yes. And it looks better. Yeah, I like for my garments to look, I mean, they don't look exactly the same, but I don't like to see a lot of raw edges, even if they're serged. I like just the inside to look pretty. Now, it depends. I mean, just for basic t-shirts, and even here you saw, normally, even with my hem, even though I serged it, I would turn it under twice so you wouldn't see the raw edge. And I don't know why I didn't do it today. I didn't want it. I know why actually. I didn't want that hem again. I wanted to reduce any chance of that hem even being so heavy that it would like pull the dress down. Because I don't like to make my elastic super tight, but then I feel like if the bottom of the skirt is weighty, it's like it's pulling it down. I hope that makes sense. Anne-Marie says, thank you, Sheree, for elaborating. I made that dress pattern and it did not sit well on me. But I think the lining versus the facing would work. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. One thing you could do too, I made another wrap dress that I felt like it did that. And what I did was, and again, because it was knit, I just took a piece of elastic down the front sections and I did that technique where you stretch it. I did it on because I lined it, and then did I line it? No, in the facing. I put it within the facing. And I put some elastic in there so I could keep it. It's a certain company, it's Cashmere, and I feel like I like a lot of their patterns, but I think they're curvy brand, but I think they focus on larger tops and smaller bottoms, because I feel like the couple things that I've made, I carry my weight in my hips and my rear end, not in my bust. In fact, I mean, usually I have a padded bra on to like, make things look a little bit more balanced. And so it was like the bodice was just like, it's just too voluminous. With her smallest cup pattern for that pattern line, the bodice is too full for me. And so I had to do that on a wrap dress that I made from her because I liked everything about it. I also feel like the patterns are a little short-waisted for me. So I feel like I just did another wrap dress and it's like I'm gonna have to take it apart and modify it because I had forgotten about that issue that I had, and it's like it hits at a weird place for me. It's almost like if you're short-waisted, I could see it, but I'm not. I'm just like a normal. I'm not long-waisted, nor I'm just like average-waisted that distance. And so I feel like her bodice has also like hit me at a funny place. So yeah, I think that's part of why like I went bananas with Style Art, because I'm like the couple things that I've sewn, I feel like the block that they use to draft their pattern suits my height and my proportions well. So we'll see how the rest of them work out. Hey, Sylvia Smith. Sylvia Smith says, you do such a great job. Love those dresses. Oh, thank you. Hey, Miss Brenda Allen is here. Brenda Allen, you so fast. These dresses are beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I am a little bit of a faster sewer. I mean, part of it is because I've not just been sewing for a long time. I've never not sewn. So it's like from the moment I started sewing, I can't think of a week that's gone by where I haven't sewn something. Like I've sewn a lot. There's this Malcolm Gladwell. He talks about the 10,000 hours of mastery of things. And I probably had 10,000 hours of sewing in before I was 18, starting at 12. Like I sewed all the time. Like I was in school, I was in church, I was studying, I was sewing. Like that was it. And so now it's like I hardly ever look at directions. It's just I just know how. I mean, unless it's like an advanced pattern, I just cut it out and I sew it. I think about how I want it sewn and I sew it. So yeah, I do realize that I probably sew faster than a lot of people do. Anne-Marie's workshop. But don't sew fast just to sew fast. I have students that would want to do that. That's why I like machines that have the adjustable speed. And I would go through, like we would be doing workshops, and I would just go through. And normally it has the symbol of like a tortoise and a hare or like a grade. And I would just move them all the way down to like, your lines are crooked. Slow down. So you don't want to sew fast to sew fast, but it's like anything else, right? The more, not just the number of years you've been sewing, but like the sheer number of hours that you've been sewing, you get faster and more confident with it. I wish I could knit fast like that. Woo! I could actually knit a sweater. Jay Manning said, I hadn't sewn in a year and then made 3 Dress-A-Girl dresses in September. That is awesome. Virgie Johnson says, 2 dresses for Dress-A-Girl. Anne-Marie Workshop. It was a great month. 18 Dress-A-Girl dresses. A quilt. 15 Christmas bags. Pot holders. Oven mitts. And 1 reversible skirt. All right, y'all. We need to listen. Y'all, Anne-Marie's she was not playing around. That is amazing. That is amazing. Bravo to you. That is amazing. And all those people who are going to get Christmas gifts and stuff, listen. Ava Louise Dixon, I don't know why I'm calling you Ava Louise. Ava Lucille Dixon completed 2 corduroy jumpers. Cute. 2 t-shirt dresses for layering and leggings. All right now. Peaches C says, I haven't done any sewing. That's okay. Anne-Marie, I did batch cutting sewing all week long. I don't know why I said Anne-Marie. Y'all can tell when I start to get tired, I start to like mix up my words. I'm getting hungry and I'm getting tired of looking at the screen. Annette Williams 375 said, I did batch cutting sewing all week long. That is awesome. Diane 2, 12 Dress-A-Girl dresses. Wow, 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 wow. You guys are busy too. Sylvia Smith says, I love to top stitch. It makes them look much nicer to do. I'm telling you, and I always taught this to my beginner sewers. Pressing before you sew, pressing open your seams, not just in quilting, but in garment sewing, or pressing them in the right direction. Pressing. Ironing your fabric before you cut it out. Washing, drying, ironing your fabric before you cut it out. Ironing wrinkled pattern tissue paper. Like those little things, they can be tedious, but they can, I did a demo once in my store where I showed them like, I sewed this up, I didn't wash it, I didn't dry it, I just sewed it up, and then I washed it and dried it. And then the one where you go through the steps and you could see seam puckering and all these things that can happen when you like skip those little steps. And so yes, it takes a little bit of time, but when you're putting in the effort, and especially nowadays with the cost of patterns and fabric, like a lot of times you're investing a good chunk of change into your projects. And so to me, it's like, do those couple extra steps. Now, sometimes, especially with knits, certain ones where I know I made something with that similar fabric, I washed it and dried it, there's no shrinkage. I don't do it all the time. But as a beginner, I did it all the time. And I encourage people to do it all the time. With cottons and things like that, is highly recommended. Again, unless you know it's a substrate that really doesn't have any shrinkage, or it's a proportional shrinkage. When you have shrinkage that's not uniform, right? Things shrinking more in one direction than the other, you can really end up with some wonky things at the end, and you'll feel really sad about it. After you put in all that work and then you wash it, and it's like, why can't I get this seam to like press flat? It's because it shrank in different directions, and it's, unless you take that back out, it's never, no amount of ironing and steaming is going to keep it, where it needs to be. But anyway, yes, Anne Marie is like the rock star. Brenda Allen says, that's awesome, Sheree. I haven't sewn yet, but I will start soon. Yeah, and you have a great new pattern to start with, Miss Brenda. Vanessa Jones, in September, I completed a cutoff. I know, we're all clapping for Anne Marie. That is amazing. That is amazing. Anne Marie says, thank you. I have waited all my life to sew uninterrupted. Yes, that's the place to be. That is the place to be. That is awesome. Jay Manning says, if I could find my applause emoji, I would post it. I know. It took me a while to figure out how to get all the emojis because I wasn't an emoji person, right? But now that I'm on YouTube and I've been going into live chats, my family, they're like, where'd you find that? Why do you know that emoji? Because now I know, like, I can go and search for emojis. Who knew? So I open up the emoji thing and then I type in the search, like gardener or purple heart or like whatever emoji I'm looking for. So that's how I find the applause. I typed in this emoji search clap. And then you get all the clap clap hands. And then I learned how you can push it down and hold it, and then I can make it brown. So now I do brown hand clap claps. Vanessa Jones says, I completed a pair of shorts in September. I made one Allison tent dress for Project Dress a Girl. Yes, this is beautiful. Ask Robbins, I will definitely attach a lining when I sew this pattern. Thanks. I know, Anne-Marie, it can be tough. Ruby Jenkins, 7 Dress a Girl dresses, cut several patterns, finished several incomplete projects, started planning for October. That is a productive month, Ruby. I mean, especially during the summer, I mean, I'll have really where I have like 1 or 2 things that I finished. And so it felt really good in September to actually get like more done. And now I'm at a stage now, I was already thinking, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go through my drawers. I'm going to pull out some more t-shirts. I'm going to keep like a box of t-shirts with my leggings because like I said, that's my gardening clothes. But I want my drawers filled with fun, awesome quality t-shirts so I can pull it out. Like here, I mean, I was like, they're going to think I have the same clothes on because I literally have like 6 of the same black t-shirts from Target. And I bought a 12-pack of black leggings. So they're going to go into a little bin and those are going to be my gardening things. But I want to have just as much fun handmade clothes as possible. Moving Mountain says, I made baby clothes for a coworker first grandbaby, and I made the B188 dress for Sewn Vogue Pattern Challenge. Oh, that is awesome. Sewing for babies. Anne-Marie's, the steps can be like meditation. Exactly. I love ironing. Like, I love pressing. I love steaming. And so I'll go through and I'll wash up a bunch of fabric and dry a bunch of fabric. And then I'll have my like pressing ironing session, have my music on. But it's like a really quiet. And it's funny because, I mean, I would never like iron my pillows or my sheets and stuff like that. I know some people to do. I saw this one girl who I follow on YouTube and Instagram, Jackie Ina, and she steams her sheets. And I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna try that. Because I have the same. I'm like, and she said every morning she goes through and she steams her duvet and her pillowcase. Jackie Ina is like queen diva all the way though. But I was like, I'm gonna try that because she wants her sheets to look like perfectly steamed every day. But yeah, I love ironing fabric though. Yeah, Diane too. Yes, the search is news to me. Yeah, that's the only way I found stuff because people in live chats, Lady Cheryl on her live chat, she would always tell us to clap for people, like if they hit milestones and stuff. People, when I'm like, where's that clap? So I opened the thing and then I saw a search and I'm like, oh, you can search for emojis? And then it was on. Y'all, I'll find an emoji in a heartbeat. And then that you can change the colors and stuff. I love it. Yeah. So Miss Felicia, and then once you start using it, then they're in your like frequently used. So then you don't have to search for it anymore. It's like right there. That's great. Technology is great when you learn it. Use it. Okay, hang on one second. Let me alert my husband. I forgot that he's supposed to be making the pasta. Florian? I think he went upstairs. Because I'm getting hungry. Hang on, let me just alert him, make sure he hears me. Florian? Florian? Flo? Can you start the pasta? Can you start the pasta? Oh, perfect. Look at me thinking he didn't remember. He's like, I did. He said, I did. Sandra Francis says, what's a good steaming iron? I love my iron. Let me show you. Actually, let me unplug it because it'll turn on if I tilt it. This is my iron that I love this iron. It's a Rowenta. And I caught mine. It was, you know how Amazon does those like deal of the days randomly? And so that's how I caught mine. You can check at Joann's. Sometimes Joann's lets you use the coupons for irons. In fact, my first Rowenta I got from Joann's using a 40% off coupon. But this is called the Rowenta Steam Pro, made in Germany. That's the key. It's an 1800 watt iron, automatic, anti-drip. And it really does. It does these bursts of steam. It has a really legible max water fill line. So this is my favorite iron. It gets really hot when you want it hot. It has a nice range of controls. The sprays, right? It never leaks. You can control the steam, but when you have it on full steam, and I could hold this up. I turned it off because it does, like the steam is hot. Like I was steaming something and I had my belly up on the ironing board and I felt the heat. I was like, ooh, girl, you gonna scold your belly. So when I do the steam, I have to remember to like stand back from it a little bit because, yeah, I don't need steamed skin on my belly. But I love that iron. And it's heavy, it's weighty. And in fact, it's funny because my husband, he doesn't even send his shirts to the dry cleaner anymore because I wash them and I iron them. And he's like, they're way better than the $4.25 service. I'm like, yes, you can give me $4.25 a shirt. I'll take it. I have the Oscillo and it's not that great. You know, I have one. I moved that one up to my laundry room. I was using that one for a while and I have to say, for quilting cotton, I think it's great. I don't like it for the range of apparel fabric that I sew. So I actually took that one upstairs in my second floor laundry room and I use it just up there for like regular ironing. And then I have the mini one for the quilting projects. But to me, Rowenta, I have also one that used to be my main, you know, when the kids were little, like I was like ironing like all the time. And so I always had a regular iron, like just a regular iron in my sewing room. But then I had, because I was using so much quilter's cotton and like ironing all the stuff, like my daughter's dresses and stuff with all the ruffles, I had a Rowenta with the tank, where I don't know if you guys have ever seen those before. I had, my mother-in-law had one. Well, she still has it in Germany. And that is like by far the best iron steaming thing, but hers was the iron and it had like a whole separate tank and it was from Rowenta. So when I moved back to the US, I found the US version of that. And it's like a big tank. I still have it, but I don't use it that much here. Because you have to, it's nice to have the big tank, but then I would always have to like come and fill the water and I would get water on the ironing board. But that's like if I had to like iron a bunch of table linens and stuff like that before putting them away, I would pull that turkey out because it's like a whole big tank of water and it really does. But this rivals it in steam and everything, and it's just doesn't take up half of my ironing board. With that other one, like it takes up so much of the ironing board because it's this whole big base that it sits on. But anyway, real quick before I go, because I think I got about 5 more minutes before the pasta is ready. I'm going to show you, you have that iron too, Annette Williams 375? Yeah, I got it on Amazon. I always tell you guys I'm going to put my Amazon affiliate links in and I forget. I'm sorry, but I told you the full name. I'll try. What I really need to do is just like make a list, or they keep telling me to set up an Amazon store. I'm terrible with that kind of thing, like going back in and finding all the links. It's kind of time consuming. I did it for a couple of the pattern videos because I really did show a bunch of patterns, and it's been funny because you guys have been shopping and buying those patterns. I don't know who, but gosh, I need to sit down and just do that one day and just make a running list because I highly recommend this iron. It's awesome. Do you use Taylor chalk or pens for marking? I have used chalk, but then find I need to send the item into the wash to get it out. I don't a lot. It depends on what it is. I bought a new set. I've used them a couple times, mainly for quilting projects on the wrong side of the fabric. To be honest with y'all, I mentioned that a couple times. I'm still a little bit of like an old school sewing. So when I learned to sew by doing like thread tacks to mark things because you're not cutting, you're not marking. And so like if I'm doing like these coats I'm going to show you, that's what I use for that. And then sometimes I use the paper that you sandwich, the marking paper that I sandwich in between right side, wrong side, and I'll do like a little dimple with that. But I don't use them a ton. I think you got to make sure you don't iron over them. But then there's some that, yeah, thread tacks. Yeah, I do a lot of that still. Some things I'm like, I'm still kind of old fashioned with, it's my habit. It's my, like I still hand baste a zipper, even though I have a zipper foot that I don't need to hand baste the zipper with. It's like, it's just like a part of my steps. And so it's sometimes hard for me because I've been doing that way for so long. Every once in a while I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to. And if I'm rushing, but a lot of times I just still do it that way. But I think you have to be careful. Make sure you read, like this one here is water soluble, but I think you're not supposed to iron over it because if you iron over it, then it can become permanent. So you got to be just, make sure you read based on what you're using. I mean, Taylor's chalk should wipe off though. I don't know. And I definitely wouldn't use one that's like a strong contrasting color, which you kind of are tempted to do because you really want to see it. But if it becomes permanent, right? I saw this one woman marking her pattern with a Sharpie, and I gasped for breath, like, oh, if that bleeds. But she says she never has any trouble with it. So I don't know. Hang on, guys. My husband's going to start reheating the pasta sauce now. Okay. Let me show you guys really quickly. Hey, Sunflower Sammy. I'm a hand baster as well. Old school sewist too. I know. It's like it's hard to let those go. Hi, Pins and Needles. That's such a great name. Pins and Needles. Writing pens and sewing needles. I've never regretted basting anything. I know. It's like it's part of the comfort steps, right? Sylvia Smith says, I'll ask Santa for one. Yes, I think you're talking about the iron. It's awesome. At least the one I have. And I think the key, like, make sure you see it says made in Germany. Those are the good ones. Oh, looks like Anne-Marie left. Good night, Anne-Marie. Thanks for coming in. All right, I'm going to show you guys really quickly. Yes, hand basting the knits, and that's why some of these fabrics with these blouses, I'm gonna have to do a lot of hand basting with those as well, because they get real slippery, and I don't want any distortion in my seams and stuff. So it's worth those extra steps. I'm gonna share with you guys when I do, but I want to use also some, like, I don't want to say couture because it's not Chanel, but I want to use some non-serger seam finishings and things like that when I make those things. So I'll share them with you guys. But let me show you real quick the 3 UFOs, unfinished objects. I said that out loud to my husband. He looked at me and I was like, oh, unfinished objects, or works in progress that I started. Remember I told you guys I did this red collection? And I mentioned to you guys how completely ridiculous it is, though. Like, because I was sewing all this stuff for that season, and there was just, you always run out of time. And I'm like, this is why I need to start the season before. Because I was walking by the garment rack that I keep outside of my sewing room, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to finish those jackets. I can wear them now. Let me show you. So this was a part of a collection that I did called the Red Collection. I sold up a bunch of stuff with red. This was like one of the first things. I started the Red Collection, and I did a black and white collection. When I moved here, 2020 pandemic, and I said, okay, I'm gonna add color to my wardrobe. I'm gonna pull out all my I was buying the fabric, I just wasn't sewing it. I'm going to pull out all my colors, all my favorite fabrics. I'm going to start sewing this up. So I did a collection that's centered around red. And so I have this coat. And guys, look it. I need to hand sew the lining. It's already pinned and everything. I need to hand sew the lining to the fabric, all the way around. And then after I do that, everything else is done, lined, all like ironed and pinned. And then I'll come in and I'll put my buttons on. And I'm like, girl, finish the jacket. So I'm going to take this. I'm taking these upstairs with me tonight. Or I don't know if we're going in the movie theater or upstairs. But I'm going to start the hand sewing on this so that I can do the buttons tomorrow, because this is going to be great to start wearing. And this is 100% cotton twill from Joanne Fabrics. Now, I got it years ago, but some Joanne's, like, they might still have it. It's a gorgeous fabric. I have more, and I don't know if I want to make a shift dress or pants. I don't know. I feel like I'm almost feeling like going all in and making some pants and just being that girl that's running around with her granny's curtains on as a suit. I don't know. I think it would be so fly. It has pockets. I love this pattern. It has the pocket in the seam. So you can't tell, but it's actually a pieced front. And the pocket is in the seam of the piecing. Such a fabulous look. So it's not on the side. It's not on the all the way on the side. It's kind of still in the front at the perfect place to slip your hands in. And then it has a princess, it has a dart here for shaping. And I love this large rounded collar. And then the lining, this is such a great jacket pattern. Look at the neck. So it has that extra piece in there around the collar. The collar stay. I love the collar construction in general. It's hard to see because it's a print. It's hard to see all the different seaming for the collar, but the collar lays so beautifully because of that. And then this is a pattern where it did the lining just right. You know how a lot of time the lining, they'll have you just cut like the same thing as the outer jacket, but really you need a little bit of extra for the lining. So it has this like pleating in the lining so that like if you stretch here, like the lining has some extra room to kind of go around your back. Yeah, I love this. I have to dig up the pattern number. I feel like it was a Berta pattern. Was it a Berta pattern? I gotta look back. I feel like when I shared the progress on Instagram, I probably put the pattern number in it. So I have to do that sometimes. That's the one reason why I don't shut Instagram down completely, because I go back to Instagram to reference things sometimes. But I love that, and I want to make that again. It kind of reminds me of this pattern, which is on my sewing list. I already have the fabric. I'm going to be making this soon too. Look at the piecing. So it has that similar kind of shape, but the pocket is in that seam of the princess seam. It's really good. And then it looks like my phone's going to die. So that, well, I'm going to end this before my phone dies. Then I have this. Look at this wool mohair plaid. When I lived in Michigan, this was one where when I sewed it up, the sleeve was like ridiculously long, and I'm 5'7". And I don't know why the sleeve was so long. It's like so weird. But I'm going to leave it long like that and just hand hem it so that I have a nice weighty hem. But it's unlined. It's an unlined jacket. I think this was a bogue. This was definitely a bogue pattern. This was definitely a bogue pattern. And what I did on the inside, instead of serging it, I made bias trim, and I covered my edge with the bias trim. Because it's one of those jackets, like when it comes open, right? I didn't want to see the serger seam. So I put that red. And I used this red fabric in that collection and other things. This is a red organic cotton, actually. And so, again, I've had this pinned. I've had it steamed. I've had it, like all ready to go. It's a lovely bogue pattern. It's actually a really easy pattern also. See how it has the extra little shoulder coverage here. So I'll just tack this down. I'll tack that shoulder seam down to the armhole like that, to the arm side. But it's really also just a great, gorgeous pattern. And again, I was working on these like late winter. And then when I got to this point, it was like getting warm outside. So I'm like, I just put them on the garment rack and I just forgot about them. And I keep walking past it. And I'm like, girl, finish this up. And then here's the final one. Again, it just needs like, this is a sweater coat, and this is a wool knit. I have this. This was one that I sold in my shop, and I have a little bit more that I need to add to the shop. But this is one of my European imports. This, I wish I could find fabric like that here. This sweater fabric is it's a wool sweater rib knit, not polyester. I love it so much. And it's just an oversized, no closure sweater front. And I feel like this was a Berta pattern. I gotta find, I'm sure I usually take the fabric and the pattern and I take a picture of it. So it's somewhere on my phone or Instagram. And same thing here. Guys, all I have to do with this, I need to hem the sleeve, and then I just need to come in and hand stitch down the facing to the shoulder and tuck this under. It's like, Sheree, finish this. Tuck this under and stitch it down. And I'm like, girl, wear your sweater. So y'all gonna see me in this sweater soon. But this was another one where I sewed it up as is, and the sleeve was like ridiculously long. Yeah, I think these were, I don't know why they're so long. I'm not short armed. I don't know why they were so long. But it was one of those things where I told you guys, like, I don't like to have like too much length at my wrist because I'm at the stove, you're reaching over. Like, I don't want to catch on fire, you know? And so, yeah, I'm going to get these finished up and you guys will see these all finished up soon, okay? All right, well, I have fun sewing with you guys. I'm going to do this again after I get some more stuff cut out. I'll probably just log on again and play music. We'll see if anyone wants to come up. But thank you guys. Oh, Sandra, good night. I know you guys need to go. It's late. And my husband just sent me a text that the food is ready. So I'm going to go. My phone's going to shut off anyway. I just want to say goodbye to a couple people as I'm wrapping out. Good night, Sunflower Sammy. Good night, Sandra. Good night, Yvonne Self. Good night, Peaches. Bye, Pins and Needles. Bye, Diane, too. Good night, Ava Louise Dixon. Thanks for coming in, guys. Good night, Miss Brenda. Good night, Sylvia Smith. Hey, Miss Felicia. Hello and good night. Very nice. Love the colors and fabric. Thank you. Arlethea Sims, thank you so much. Good night. I'll share more of them once they're all done. Miss Brenda, good night. All right, guys. Jay Manning, good night. Good night, Miss Debbie. Good night. Debbie Epps. Vanessa Jones. Yes, basing at the TV. All right, guys. I think I'm going to lose my phone, so I'm going to say good night to everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back on here sewing soon. I think Tuesday I will drop sewing machine video 1. I might drop 2 per day to get through them. And I'm thinking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those days I will choose to do the live drawing. I have a couple events this weekend, so I got to make sure I'm all set for those before I schedule it. But we're going to do it live. And remember, as I told you guys, we're not giving away 1 sewing machine. We're giving away 2. So I'm super excited about that. And then, yeah, we're going to keep sewing together. I really enjoy you guys. And so I hope you guys are all well and safe. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening. And I should be dropping the next video either tomorrow or Tuesday, okay? Good night, guys. Bye.